Monkeys Fighting Robots Nation, how you doing? Matt Sardo! Wow, I gave myself a really good introduction there. Okay, I have this theory on how I would revolutionize Marvel and DC Comics, and I want to know what you think about it. Hey guys, we reached 1,000 subscribers on Monkeys Fighting Robots YouTube channel. And since we surpassed that mark, we are going to give away some comic books. Those comic books right there. Look, I can do it. Those comic books right there are going to go to one lucky winner. Going to go to a winner. Click the link above, and that's to another video. And I'm losing my mind. And comment on that video with your favorite comic book that you've ever read. You know, I know it's crazy. But just give us something. Comment on that thread. And then at the end of January, I will randomly pick a winner, and I will send those books to you because you have just won. And I'm super grateful for all the support we've got on this channel. Okay, Matt, how are you going to revolutionize Marvel and DC Comics? They've been around forever. What are you going to do that's so different? Well, now they're owned by big corporations, Disney and Warner Brothers. And what I would do is, if I was the head of Warner Brothers or higher up that could make these decisions, I would treat the comic book divisions of the corporation as research and development. I would be like, hey guys, I need you to take as many swings for the fences as possible. We need home runs. We need home runs here. I need you to go crazy and creative and create some insane, bonkers shit. And hopefully something in there will kind of like stick to the wall, and we're like, oh, here's our next Venom. And it won't just be Carnage, which is a cheesy spinoff of Venom. Or it won't be Spider-Gwen, which is an amazing character, but it's still just a spinoff of Spider-Man. Like, no, we are going to create some crazy stuff. Okay, so there's a big gap. Let's see how we can do this video. There's a big gap between like paying a creator to create some crazy shit and then like treating them well when something makes $1 billion. That thing, we have to figure that out. That the money has to be figured out and the money has to be fair. Be like, hey, I just created this character and you just made a film with them and it made $1 billion. I know like it didn't profit $1 billion, but you still made like a few dollars. Like what does that look like to me on the back end? So there's going to have to be some movement on the back end in the business world between like the corporates and the creatives. I don't know how that's going to go. But I do know that if DC and Marvel were trying to push the envelope and they were creating amazing new crazy shit, you would sell more comic books. You would. It's just how it's going to work. If you're pushing the envelope, you're going to sell more comic books. There'll be more enthusiasm towards the medium of the big two, because comic books are making a shit ton of money. Like manga sales are through the roof. All the other like graphic novels are through the roof. Like there's a shit ton of money to be made making comic books. But honestly, if I was the corporate guys, I wouldn't even worry about making money at Marvel and DC. I would just worry about them coming up with crazy ideas that we can then turn into toys, video games, amusement park rides, movies, TV shows. They are the content engine. And then you guys are the ones that are supposed to figure out how to make money with these characters that have like a grassroots buzz. And I say grassroots buzz because like Venom's really cool. And but it was a comic book thing. Like comic book people only knew about Venom. And it was like, oh shit, this guy's amazing. Or the Punisher or whoever, Wolverine, like whichever, Wolverine's a new character. They revolutionized X-Men when they brought in the new X-Men. So, I mean, like, it's already there. Like, the blueprint is there. Like, just create shit. Push the envelope. Create shit. Corporate people, figure out how to pay creators properly and fairly with, like, residuals and have a structure in place that, like, hey, if you hit a home run, it's worth X amount of dollars. And then if you actually get somebody that creates a lot of home runs, like, pay them well. Creators, I know that, like, creator-owned books are really good and you can make money with those and you can make those into films and games and other things as well. That's amazing. And I don't ever want anybody to stop doing that. But what I do want, because I like superheroes. I do like superheroes. I like superhero comics. Does that make me a bad guy in the world of comic books right now? I don't think so. But what I want is I want the big two to push the envelope. Right now, I think everybody's staying in a box. Oh no, Spider-Man and Batman almost fell over. I want to say that everybody's staying in a box. And it's a very comfortable box. This box is very comfortable, but they're not trying to create stuff because they're not going to make money off of it. So you got to fix that like huge gap with creators. You have this comfortable box that everybody's in, and they're telling stories, and they're telling decent stories. People are telling decent stories. They're good to decent. That's what we got. Good to decent stories in Marvel and DC universe. I think Tom King is really good at staying in this comfort box. With Danger Street. Hey, we're gonna take all these absurd characters and put them in, and we'll make a story off of them. But he's not inventing any new characters. He's just putting them on a new journey. So these characters may get popular, and then there may be a movie spun out of them, and then like Tom King might get like some thanks or whatever. But like it's not much is gonna happen with that. And again, I don't know full like financials of contracts with comic book creators and the big two. But what I'm saying is what I think would work. What I think would revolutionize the industry is to just pull off, like just rip off this comfort little box they're in and be like, hey, creators, create some shit. And like create some amazing shit and come up with new characters and put them in new situations and join with the old characters and just kind of like, here you go. Like I think New Avengers is the perfect example. Early aughts, New Avengers is the perfect example of like, hey, we have this nice little comfortable box. Let's put all our favorite characters in this comfortable box and tell a story. You got Spider-Man, you got Wolverine, you got Captain America, whoever else was in that tiny little box of like all the popular characters are going to go in this nice little box and they're going to tell a story and everybody's going to like it. But no, like push the goddamn envelope. Push the goddamn envelope and create shit. Like just create shit. So corporate people figure out how to pay creatives, and then creative people just fucking create. And I think you would see, I'm a firm believer that you would see the big two like go bonkers, crazy sales. If they're like, oh shit, what's what we're doing now? This is what we're doing now. This is what we're doing. And like in all these like new characters and all this like new adventures and like new concept for storytelling. And then they're like, oh shit, like this would translate really well to a game. This would translate really well into a film. This would make an amazing ride at Disney World. And people are like, oh shit, it's a new Marvel ride. I just spent $500 on tickets for the weekend. Woo. Yeah, they gotta get the research and development end of these big corporations need to be like hands off and just let loose and just see what chaos you can create. And then how can you profit off of it? I mean, that's it. That's the plan. It's always the plan is to make money. So, but you need like a good idea. And I think that we are running out of good ideas at the big two. And I'm not saying, I'm not putting down any of the writers that are writing now or anything like that. It's a tough business. It's really hard to write stories and quality stories. And I'm not saying that anybody is not giving 100%. But what I am saying is they're in this comfortable box giving 100% because there is an imbalance with creator pay / what you get for creating something original at a big two property. Let's fix this. Hey, Bob Iger. Let's fix this and try to respect the creative people because they're creating crazy shit that you'll eventually profit off of. Like it goes hand in hand. It's the yin and yang of the world. What do you think would revolutionize the big two? Do you think it's creative control? What do you think it is? What do you think it is that needs to change at Marvel and DC to where they're like blowing shit up amazing good and like going viral, I guess is what would be the thing, like where they would get enough coverage from everywhere that would be like, oh, it's everywhere. It went viral. And then people were like going to comic book stores and be like, I need this issue. I need this issue. I need this issue. And going from there. But yeah, comment below. I'm Matt Sardo. This is another one of my random thoughts, but I need to get it out there. I need to start talking to people about comic books. And that's what I'm doing. Talking to you. Have a great weekend.